Hello and welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're going to be learning how to put together a Torta de Santiago. This is a traditional cake that was presented usually upon the completion of a journey, or I don't know, it was like a walk a certain way. There's lots of different paths that go and end at the cathedral, and upon completion of this pilgrimage you were presented. It was real common, or it became tradition, to present them with a Torta de Santiago. It's an almond cake, but first of all we need to thank some sponsors to help us get these things through. We're going to thank the Arizona Commission of the Arts, Flagstaff Arts Council, the Flagstaff Community Foundation, the City of Flagstaff, and of course Coconino County. So this is Jocelyn, and she's going to help me. She's going to help decorate the finished product, and I'm going to show her how to make one. So we're going to make one, pop it in the oven, and meanwhile we've already got one, and she's going to show us how it was traditionally decorated. It's very different because it is an almond cake. It's not just decorated with almonds. So first of all, the recipe's online, so you've got natural almond flour, and you can make these too, but it's much easier just to buy a bag of almond flour, and it's just finely ground up almonds. And we put that in there, and then you whisk it together with 4 eggs. And these are all ingredients that are naturally found in the Galicia area. And if you don't know where that is, I wasn't sure exactly. So we looked it up, and it is right over here, way up in the top of Spain. So it's west of France, but it's also north of Portugal. It's that little corner way up there of Spain. So this is going to make an 8-inch torta. So we've got our 8-inch springform pan, and I cut out a piece of parchment paper that's going to help us assure that when we flip it over it's going to come out clean. So we have a nice top or bottom actually to decorate. So 1 egg, 2 eggs, 3 eggs, and 4 eggs, and a little bit of salt. We'll use the Celtic sea salt. And I measure oh so carefully. And we'll use a little bit of almond extract just to assure that we've got the flavor that we're looking for. You don't have to, because the almond has its own flavor, but it's some. And if you're really going to get into it and make your own almond flour, you can toast the almonds slightly before you go ahead and ground them up. That brings out the oils and the flavor. But this is just almond flour, so I wanted to use the almond extract. And then one thing that's been added is a little bit of lemon zest, and there's 2 different ways of zesting the lemon. This is a real lemon zester. It's like a little rake and holes that make curls, but I find you get little teeny tiny curls, and then they're long and stringy. Mm-hmm. I'd rather, instead of spending the time chopping it and everything, I use this, which is actually for Parmesan cheese. Mm-hmm. But it does a cleaner job. It's already grated, or it comes out nice and chopped. So you just kind of add some zest and turn your lemon and make sure you get some of that zest off. And when you think you've got enough, and the lemon's naked enough, then you can cut it in half and get the juice from it. It's just a finer zest and eliminates that step of having to chop up the zest. And you don't want your seeds in there. So you get the seeds that you can find. And the lemon is actually something that was added. It's not extremely traditional. This dates back quite a way. So you just never know.
What happens if you get lemon seeds in your mixture?
It happens all the time. And especially right now, I can see 3 of them, so we have to get them out because we don't want them in there. So we've got some nice lemon and lots of juice. It's a lot of natural flavor. It doesn't take much. This is a real simple, traditional recipe. I'm going to get them out. Maybe the spoon would be better, because we don't want lemon seeds. Okay, then we're going to whisk it together, and I'm going to use this. Get it nice mixed up. It's so simple. The real traditional recipes, like I say, don't even use lemon or the almond extract. It's just almonds, salt, eggs, and some sugar. Let's add some sugar to make sure it's sweet. The whole thing can go in.
That's a lot of sugar.
It is. But it's a lot of almonds too. And it makes a nice thick batter that you put into your lined with parchment paper pan. And one thing I found, when it comes out of the oven, mine had, well, I don't know about you, but we're at 7,000 feet here in Flagstaff, so the altitude does something to your baking. The rim had gone quite high, and so I actually turned it over onto the plate so we can work on the nice smooth bottom. And then, so that is ready to go. And once it comes out of the oven, like I say, you peel the paper off, and I used the bottom because I didn't want the rim. And then we decorate it. And this is the sword of St. James. So you can Google what it looks like, and it's pretty easy to make. We cut it out of, let's see, this was like a cardboard, a Kleenex box or something.
And you're going to want to make sure that the end is curled upwards so that you can easily pick it up without having to grab it and mess up your cake.
Yes, because we want the design of St. James' sword on there. And we do that with
powdered sugar.
Yep. The ingredients are just so good and so natural that you can't go wrong with this. So it's a gluten-free recipe, which is nice. Quick and easy.
Okay, now once you're done, you're going to take that edge that you curled up and carefully lift it.
You did it! Very good.
And now
we got it. So this is the Torta de Santiago. And like I say, if you would have done walked the pilgrimage, then I would present this in celebration in Spain. Thanks for joining us.